Good morning. So in this week's Torah portion, we see the Parsha of Achodesh Hazeh Lachem Reish Chodashim. The Rambam explains that the mitzvah of Kiddush HaChodesh, knowing when the moon will come up, and all the halachas regarding the moon. So the Ram brings down the mitzvah is to look into and to reckon all these calculations and everything to know exactly when the moon will come up each and every month. We see that this mitzvah was supposed to be the first mitzvah in the Torah. And through this mitzvah, you know all the Yamim Tovim, Rosh Chodesh, Karbanis, everything else is according to the Kiddush Levana. So this mitzvah was supposed to be the first mitzvah. Torah says, the reason why it starts off with Bereshis, Koyach Maisav Higid La'amoi, Lasas Lahem Nachlas Goyim. That he gave the power, his power, he has made known that he gave Eretz Yisrael to the Jewish people. And he told it to us. Another thing which we see with Bereshis, that's two Reishis, B'shvil Torah or B'shvil Yisrael. The world was created just for Torah and the Yidden. So we see over here is as follows. Every mitzvah we do, we have an effect on the whole world. We put on tefillin, we're using the world for Kedusha. We use the parchment, we use the straps. We're using the world for Kedusha, which that is the whole purpose of the world. The world was created in order that we should do mitzvahs in the world. And just like by a carbon, when you brought a carbon, so there were a lot of things involved in the carbon, but each and every aspect of the carbon, when you brought it, you had an effect on that aspect of throughout the whole world. So our actions of Torah mitzvahs have an effect on the whole world. And that's why they are intertwined. And we see over here is that the mitzvah of Kiddush HaChodesh is something to do with Bezdin. And Bezdin is the one that does it. So that shows the strength of the Bezdin also. That they can be Mechadish to Levana. They can set aside when will be the Yom Tov and everything else. So here we see the greatness of doing Torah mitzvahs. Every mitzvah you do has an effect on the whole world. And that's why we say that when we do a mitzvah, we can tip the whole scale and bring Mashiach. So never downplay a mitzvah. Downplay someone that is doing a mitzvah. Always encourage him to do mitzvahs. Because we can tip the scale. And another thing is that Rabbanan are the ones that make the Kiddush Levana. And this Kiddush Levana is an idea of time. Time was created before place. So therefore, each and every Yid has to realize that we control the time, because the world was created for us, even time was created for us, and the Torah, and we control the world. As it says, the world was shaking until Matan Torah, until the giving of the Torah. As soon as we accepted to do mitzvahs, the world was in existence. So that's why it's very important to do as many mitzvahs as you can. Do with joy. And your mitzvah that you do, you can affect the whole world and bring Mashiach. No mitzvah is too small, no mitzvah is too great. Every mitzvah you do can tip the scale and bring Mashiach. So jump up to do a mitzvah, mitzvah tzedakah, and it says when you give tzedakah, so you give a tenth or a fifth, and the arba yadis, the other 4 parts, stay by you. And that's what we accomplish. So Be'ez Hashem, let's do mitzvahs and let's tip the scale and bring Mashiach. And know that every mitzvah has an effect on the whole world. There's no such thing as you are doing a mitzvah just in your room or just in the shul, but it has an effect on the whole world. So Be'ez Hashem, just like in the beginning of the parasha, which is connected to Parsha HaChodesh, also now, we can conquer Eretz Yisrael, and the full conquering will be with the coming of Mashiach. And as we know that the Rebbe asked the Rabbanan to paskin that Mashiach is coming. And that was with Mordechai Yoh and Avram Shapiro, the chief rabbis of Israel then. Because Man Malki Rabbanan, and one of them did not want to paskin. And we can know who he is, but the Eibusha shall help. That we have the Haskama of Rabbanim, we have the Haskama of the Rebbe, we have the Haskama of the Eibishter, which we know the Rabbanan have a koyach to change the world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes, HaTzadik goes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes HaTzadik mevatel, that even though there's a Gezerah, the Tzaddik can transform the Gezerah to a Gezerah Teva. So Be'ez Hashem will go towards the Gula Amitis V'Ashlema Imtli right now. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe, King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe, King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe, King Mashiach forever and ever.